What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to look at a delivery I have tomorrow in New Jersey, and it looks like it's going to be a doozy. So what I'm going to show first is what I'm looking at in preparation for getting there. Street view, satellite view, and it looks like it's not going to be fun. But then I'm going to show what it actually was like, because a lot of times what you see on Street View or Google Maps ain't what you get. One time I had to do a delivery at a fuel station, and a coworker told me, you just pull in, you drop right there, and then you go around the back of the store and come out. Well, when I got there, behind the store was 2 loads of gravel and like a bulldozer or something. I couldn't get around the back. So now I had to figure out how I'm gonna, it was a nightmare. Sounds simple, you can't just back out. So that's what we're gonna look at today. Perception versus reality, we'll call it. Okay, so let's get started. So the first intersection, am I going to be able to turn? Well, we see there's 2 left turn lanes, which is good for a truck. So we make our left turn, and then those 2 lanes collapse into 1. Now, what do you see in the middle of your screen? An 18-wheeler. That makes me feel good. So this is a truck-friendly area. Okay, so we know that that's good. I've got those tracks, and here they are. You can see that it's an underpass. So I need to make sure I'm gonna be able to fit. Because we don't know that that truck, look, that truck could have came from this yard and never went under that overpass. So let's drop a pin and look at Street View, 14 feet 3 inches. All right, I'm 12'7", so we know we're good to go there. Next, I wanna look at the Street View outside of the place I'm delivering to. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop a pin and look at Street View. So what we see is we have on-street parking. It's just 2-lane street with on-street parking on both sides. And what do we have? Tanker trucks. I love when companies make it easy. So now I know this is the driveway I'm entering in. Okay, it's a narrow driveway, but the entrance of the driveway is pretty wide. When I drive down that driveway, will I be able to turn around? Can I make a U-turn? You know, what's back there? So let's look at the satellite view. Here's the satellite view I have pulled up. You're looking at the driveway in the middle of your screen, and this area is not large. So you can see these 53-foot trailers to give you some perspective. I don't think I can make a U-turn right there. I mean, I'm driving a Peterbilt 389. They don't have the best turning radius. I think the wheelbase on this truck is 160 inches. 260. It's not a cab over. 260, not 160. But I don't know. Now you can measure it. So let's say I drive in and I get to the furthest corner possible, which is right here. I can go to measure distance. From right there to right there is 52.5 feet. That is not nearly enough. Because remember, I'm actually gonna, well, let's look at, just look at this distance catty corner. And that's 88.5 feet. There's no way you can make a U-turn and get out. That's telling me the only way to get in is to back in. Okay, so if we back in, where are we unloading? I don't see any big vertical tanks. Look in the middle of your screen. You see these stacks of totes? We'll probably be filling them up one by one by one by one. That's my plan. Now tomorrow, we're gonna see what it actually looks like. Well, we're at the first obstacle, and it's that bridge. They got it painted bright yellow. But I don't know why 14 feet 3 inches is plenty of room, especially for this area. Most trucks are 13 feet 6 inches max. There are some companies. I remember one was KKW out of Pomona, California. Pomona has a special place in my heart. I knew a girl there. Anyway, their trucks were like a couple inches taller. They hauled furniture. Look at this dude with his door open. Hey, little brother, bad idea. Whoa, y'all, come on, man. They just throw open the doors and get out. Come on, man, I gotta pull right here. Please don't turn left. Of course you're turning left, sir. You probably are. Bro, this is unbelievable. Come on. Like every car in New Jersey, all of a sudden it's got to come right here. Mamma mia. Okay, so now we're just gonna get set up. This is exactly the nightmare I thought it would be. They told me to back in, but the traffic is just, I don't know. It's not gonna be easy. Okay. Now here comes one car like racing up. Unfortunately, he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because here I go with my back. Look, this guy wants to come around me. Go ahead, bro. Okay, I am in the driveway so far in just one shot. Wow, one shot with no pull-ups. Oh, I'm proud of myself. So let me give you a little update. Once I backed down that long driveway, the guy said, I thought I was just gonna stop there and start offloading like we talked about the day before. The guy said, no, you gotta back down the loading dock alley. I said, what? He goes, I'll guide you. If you do what I say, you'll be all right. If you don't, and he did that. If you don't, I thought I was just gonna back up to about right here and then stretch a hose for these totes or stretch a hose to this trailer. Remember? That's not what happened. The guy said I had to back up into this spot here. So he had me back all the way up to here. Then I had to kind of pull forward and get the cab of my truck as far forward in that little spot as I possibly could. Once I was in this corner, I could kind of back up and then pull forward and back up and pull forward and get all the way back there. Once I got in that spot, this is what it looked like. I'm telling you, it was tight. But look how tight that is. I don't know how I got in there. Now the guy was guiding me, telling me, you know, all right, come back, stop, pull forward, which helped out a lot. Anyway, I got set up and here's the deal. Just one hose, they put their fitting on the end and we're filling up totes. I don't know how many, but it's just gonna be one tote at a time coming out of the rear of the tank. And just to show you how tight it was, like I can barely fit through there. I have to kind of walk sideways, but look at the mirror, how close it was to the trailer next to me. I don't know. It's tough because of the amount of space I had to set up. See, there's a little hole I went in straight right in the middle of your screen. I had to get my cab in there in order to have just enough room to back into this tight space. But I did it. Well, that's it for the video. We got unloaded and everything went fine after that. I mean, I could have made a separate video on me just getting out of there and getting back to the interstate and driving on the Jersey Turnpike, which is a nightmare because my toll tag doesn't work, so I had to pay cash. Then you ever get to these toll plazas, it's like 10 lanes wide and you're all the way to the right, but when you pull through there's an exit and you need to be to the left. That's what happened to me. So I missed my exit, which meant I had to get off and get back on heading south now and pay another toll, all out of my pocket. So that's it for today's video, unless you're sticking around for story time. If you're not, I appreciate you watching this and I hope you enjoy it. I hope to catch you on the next one. If you're sticking around for story time, let's do story time. For story time today, I wanted to tell you about, remember I mentioned Pomona and I knew a girl there? That reminded me of this story. I got hired on at this tanker company that no longer exists in Walnut, California, right by Diamond Bar, Walnut, in that area. That's where she worked. But that story's not about her, although that is its own story. I was supposed to go out with her and I was up there for orientation and training and I didn't have any nice clothes. So I went to Walmart to buy a dress shirt and she canceled on me at the last minute. And I'm like, man, I just bought this shirt. I wish you would have canceled sooner. Anyway, that's not the story. I was up there for orientation and training, and I had to take my driving test. They had all manual, 10 speeds. And I pulled out of the parking lot, made a right-hand turn, and then made a right-hand turn at the block. Just 2 right-hand turns. And the guy's like, all right, you know what you're doing. Just come back to the... I was like, that's it? He goes, yeah, I can tell you know how to drive stick. I said, well, you ever had anybody who didn't? He goes, yep. Yesterday, or day before, whatever, there was a lady, she used to drive buses, never drove a manual transmission in her life. I guess she upgraded her license to a Class A, got her hazmat tanker. Well, that was it for her. She couldn't even get it in gear. Definitely couldn't switch to the next gear. That was it for her. And that reminded me of another one. I worked at this place. It was a fueling company, and they had manuals. And I remember the manager was doing an interview for a new hire, and I walked in the office to get some supplies or something, and I heard him ask the guy, you know how to drive 10 speed? And the guy's like, yeah. Well, he didn't. They put him with me to train. I was like, you know how to drive stick? Oh yeah, man. He gets in and just said, I thought you knew how to drive. He goes, man, I figured I would be able to do it because I ride a motorcycle. And I figured it would be the same. You shift the motorcycle with your foot, right? What is it, 1 down, 4 up, or whatever it is? And I was like, no, it's not the same as a motorcycle, but you're hired now, so I guess I'll teach you. All right, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the story time and the video today, and I hope to catch you on the next one. And don't be asking out any girls in Pomona. So until the next time, this is Jason, signing out.